Merge cell is kind of a curse, and handling merge cells or extracting data from merge cells is way more complex, and it's kind of like bad data. If you need to extract data from merge cells and then you need to do some further analysis, then check this out till the end. I have this particular PDF file, and if you look into this PDF file, you'll see that I have multiple merge cells. So you can see number of fans, that's a merge cell, motor power, that's another, motor frequency. And also if you notice that, then this merge cells and this one is different size, right? In the same syntax area, still it's different, and in this one it's also different. So how can we handle this, and how to extract this data and do some further analysis? So that's the main topic of this video. If you want to extract data from different type of PDF table, can be like with grid line, without grid line, borderless table, multi-page table, please check out my other videos. I have recorded 5 or 6 different videos on this topic. In this video, I'm just going to focus on the merge cells part. Okay, so I have this particular table in this particular PDF file. If you need the PDF file and code, please check the download link in the description. I'm going to use PyMoPDF library. You can see this one. For this particular video, you can use any other library, I guess. It's kind of similar. So this is that particular file name, and then I'm just opening that particular document. And then I'm just getting that doc 37. So that is basically this 38th page. So I want to get that 37th page. That's the 38th page because Python is 0-based index. Okay. Now let me just uncomment this part. If I just try to extract the tables without specifying this click parameter, let me do that, and then we'll understand this better. Now if I do this, then you can see it says column 0 table 17 HEVCF parameter result and so on. So it's basically considering this top part as a part of the table, which is wrong. This is not a part of the table. So that's why I need to specify from which region we need to extract that particular table. I have explained this in my other videos, so please check them out if you want to know more about this one. I have recorded another video that is how to search for any particular string, how to extract that particular position, and so on. So please check that out. I'll add those videos link in the description or in the cards. So in this particular section, I'm just clipping that particular page for finding that particular table. So I'm just searching for motor power kW, and if you look into this, then it says motor power kW, that is this string. And then I'm just using this first instance, get the y coordinate, and then subtract minus 2.5. So why I'm subtracting minus 2.5? What's the difference, right? If you look into this, if I search for motor power kW, then the y coordinate is 17.12. okay, and if I search for without specifying a click parameter, if I get this particular table and then I extract the rows, so I'll get this one, and this one, and then this one. So this is the first row, second row, third row, and in the third row I get this motor power kW, right? You can see that I get page.find tables, get the first table, get the third row, and then get the B box. If you look into this B box, you will see it's a 67.98. It's not 17, although when I'm searching for motor power kW, I'm getting 70. So the difference is that I do have these grid lines. You can see motor power kW, and I do have one grid line above this motor power kW and between this 1-20. So that grid line is basically that 3-point differences. Okay, and that's why if I extract that differences, what's the y coordinate of motor power kW and what's the y coordinate of this third B box, that is basically this motor power kW plus that grid line, then you will see the difference is 2.1454. If I just subtract the position of motor power kW minus this particular number, then that will give me that particular grid line. Okay, that's why I'm subtracting this minus 2.5. okay, now if I just use that minus 2.5 part, then you'll see that the table is a bit easier, or it's much more readable than the previous one. You can see still it's not good. Like I can see this column 0, 120, 122, parameter 123. This is not good, right? So what I need to do, I need to do some transformation on this extracted data frame. Okay, so this part is for extracting the data. Now let me explain how this smart cells is being handled in this particular library. Okay, so if you look into this, it says 1, right? And it should be repeated 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times, right? That's the ideal condition. But if you look into this, then the first one is 1, then we have 4 none, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 different none. Then I get 2.3. So how this handle is that this number is being added on the first row. Okay, although this is center aligned, still it's adding that at the first row. It's much more easier that if you can just do fill down, then it will handle that scenario that, okay, I want to repeat this 1 5 times, I want to repeat this 2.3 5 times, I want to repeat this 60 4 times. But if it was just putting this number into a different rows, like maybe in the middle, and put the null, none and none, and then we have this 60, then we have two different none again. That would be complex, right? So luckily it's putting that number at the top rows. Okay, so if you look into this, I get this 1 and then 4 different none, 2.3 4 different none, 63 different none, and then we have 50. Okay, so what I need to do, I need to just do the fill down. Okay, so I need to do fill down. First of all, I need to make this one as a header, drop this row from the table rows, just like promote this as a header. In Excel, it's just promote this as a header. Okay, that is step. And then fill it down, and then I need to rename this none to a proper name, that is basically number of fans, I guess. Yeah, number of fans. So let's do that transformation. You can see rename columns, basically get this first row as a column and then drop this first column. Okay, and then you can see that reset index and then reset that particular index and drop previous index. Okay, let me just add this part. So if I do this, then you can see I move that particular first row as a header row in this one, and then I just basically reset this particular index. Okay, so it's start again from 0 1 2 3. Otherwise it would be like something else. Let me just show you that one. You can say it's 1 2 3 because the 0 index is already moved up as a header row, right? So that's why I'm just using reset index and drop that previous index. Now I get this one. Now I need to rename this none to number of fans, right? So if you look into this, then I just change that particular header to number of fans. Now I just need to do fill down. So that's the F fill, it's filling down, and then I'm just converting this into a number. Apply function and pd.toNumeric, and if we have any error, then use like course that to error or something like that. Okay, so we get that. Now if I want to see only the data for the 15th frequency, okay, like let's say I want to do filtering, because that's my purpose of this particular exercise, that I want to extract this data. I want to filter the data only for 50 frequency and then see how much data we have. Okay, let's do that, and you can see we have like 11 or 12 rows of data here. So let's drop this particular rows, and you can see we have actually 8 rows of data. Okay, so that's for motor frequency of 50, we have this particular data. So that's how we can handle the merge sets. Okay, I will show you more, 2 different example, so please watch this till the end. Okay, so let's see another example of merge cell. So if I just go to 36, then you will see that, okay, this is much more interesting. Okay, I do have merge cells. You can see 018-030, that's a merge cells. So basically it should be like 018-030 and then one more grid line. In case of this one, 2 more grid line in between. In case of this one, 3 more grid line. So you can see we do have multiple entries in a single cell, and I want to do this transformation that extract this data, fill it down, and split this into multiple rows. Okay, so let me show you that one. Again, it's 36 page, so I'm just extracting the first 35 one. Again, if you want to learn more about this clip part, please watch previous videos. Okay, so let's do this, and you can see it's extracting the data properly. But the problem is that you can see stage 1 and stage 2 is in the single cell, because it's in a single cell in the PDF as well. Although I understand that it should be in a different cell, but we don't have any horizontal grid line, that's why it's in the single cell. Okay, so what I need to do, I need to split this by new line. and split this one, these three different columns by a new line. So let me show you the transformation. You can see I'm just renaming this column. So 30 rep unit size. So I'll just rename this to unit size, fan stage, and contractor energized, and fans operating, kind of like proper case naming convention. Okay, so just like rename this to this and so on. Okay, so that's the first step. I am just renaming those columns. Now I need to split fan stage, contractor energized, and fans operating column by a new line, right? So that's what I'm doing. Df underscore column for this particular specific column, convert this into a string, and then split that by new line. So if I do up to this part, then you will see that in each row I do have a list. Stage 1, stage 1 and stage 2, stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, and so on, for all of these three different columns. Now I want to explore those three different columns and taking first index value, like just take the equivalent index values and create one row. You can say stage 1 and take fc1 and ofm1 into a one row. Okay, so that's what it does in this particular line, that explode fan stage, contractor energized, and fans operating. So if you just do this, then you'll see that I do have those data nicely expanded into multiple rows. You can see the index is repeating, so 1 1 2 2, there is one more 2 I guess, and then it's repeating that. So I'll just reset this index to proper index, and you can see it's resetted. Now if you just want to see, like let's say I want to see for unit size 150, that is basically that last one, just for cross check. Okay, so if I check this one, I can see that there is 6 different stages, and then again 6 different stages for CKTB, right? So there is 12 entries in total. So if I just do this, then you'll see 60 to, let me just print the shape, and it's a 12, right? So that's it. That's the second example, when you have the data multiple rows of entries in a single set. That's how we want to explore that and do some further analysis. I'm going to show you the last example, that is 77th page. So let me just go to that page, and you can see I do have merge cell here, again 051 merge cells, and then I do have this 052. So in this example as well, you want to just do fill down, and that will be enough. Okay, so let me show you that one. If I just extract that table, then I'll get the table in this format. It's good, and you can see A51, and then we have none in this particular one because it's a merge cells. So I want to just do fill down. Okay, so if I just do, like let's say this is my data, and then fill, and that will be enough, right? Yeah, 051 051, so T052, and then again A052 A052. If I go into this, you can see A052 should be repeated twice, and that's how you can handle merge cells or similar type of a merge cell where you have multiple rows in a single particular cell. So that's it for this video. If you find this video helpful, please consider subscribing. Have a good day.